of words, face to face. And Harper guides Payton away.
Hey, what's up, everybody? It's your voice for the hour, Daphne, a.k.a. Daphne, with another exclusive edition of Straight Talk, keeping it straight, no chaser today. Real topics, real concerns, real people. I am so excited that I have the glove in the building today. Gary Dwayne Payton.
Oh,
Sr. We're going to use the whole
government name.
I mean, we're going to use the whole government name.
The government name. You gave what my mama gave me.
I'm just saying. You can't go wrong with what mama named you.
Hey, I deal with it. My son go by Dwayne. He don't even want to go by Gary.
He don't even want to go by
Nah, he don't want to be behind his daddy. So I'm like, I'm cool. Go by Dwayne. It don't matter to me.
How you feel about that?
You know what? Kids is their own people. You know what I'm saying? Once they get to an age where he had 27 years old, man, he can do whatever he want to do, man.
Right.
I did what I had to do to raise him until he was 16, 17 years old, 18 really. And then, you know, they do what they got to do. It just makes me proud that he becomes somebody. That's it.
Right.
You can do whatever you want to do, you know. Just represent it the right way.
Are you proud of him?
Very proud of him. Very proud of him. The things that he had to go through, and for him to follow me at Oregon State,
right,
and is a big thing. To follow a pops like me, and always get the criticism about, are you gonna be like your daddy?
Right.
Are you gonna do this? You know, I always tell him when he went to Oregon State and had a great 2 years. I said, man, just think about this. Just think about, you see me up there on that wall. Be next to me.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Be next to me. Don't. It's only one Gary Payton.
Okay.
You just named after me. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You're your own person. I'm only gonna be one.
Okay.
And he get it slow, but he done got it. You know what I'm saying? But he's a great kid, man. Real good kid. Everybody love him. He's humble.
He
sweet,
seems very humble.
very
Even
sweet.
just his demeanor is what I could kind of
Everybody love him. The first thing people, when I come to people, and they was like, first of all, we don't even want to talk about basketball.
Right.
We just want to know your son is a great person. He's a very
awesome.
sweet person, really polite. Basically, all my kids is like that. You know what I'm saying? That's what I raised them by. But my mom and daddy raised me like that, to be respectful to people. You know what I'm saying? You got to respect your elders and be polite. And that's what I raised them, and I'm happy that they're like that.
That's awesome. So you instilled that in them?
I did, and their mom too. You know, I was with their mom since I was 15.
I saw that.
Since I was 15,
35 years.
35 years, man. And we right now, even though we divorced, we're still good friends.
That's good.
We're still good
That's
friends.
good.
You know,
That's
we can
good.
sit and talk. And she was very happy today. And I called her and told her about it because I knew before everybody that he was gonna get it.
Right.
And she happy. She broke down and cried.
That's awesome.
And it's good because she know what he's been going through. You know what I'm saying? He's been trying to do that, but it's good, and I'm glad that it happened for him.
Gary Payton the second hits the three. What a debut here this season.
The number 20, because I did see that no one's going to sign that number. What if your son wanted to wear your number?
He's wearing it now.
Easy.
They gave it to him. Now, good thing you came up with that. As soon as they picked him up from the G League this year, about 3 weeks ago, he walked into the locker room, and they had 20 already in his locker.
Wow.
And he's been playing with it all there. Now, that's his number this year.
Wow.
That's his number this
I didn't
year.
read that because I was reading how they were saying that, they hadn't assigned it, but I hadn't caught that.
And they gave it to him. They just
Wow.
they didn't even let him come in there and pick it.
Wow.
You know how this NBA is and how they do it. They want to follow behind your
Dictate.
dad, man, dictate that stuff. So they gave it to him, and then when I first seen him play, and I was like, that's 20 on his back, because he usually wear 1 or 4. When he was there last time, he had number 4, and then I think that's gone now. And then they just gave him 20, and
Wow.
And he like it. You know what I'm saying? He likes it.
That's
That's his number now. It's 20.
Okay.
If he wants to change it and go back to his number after this year, it's fine with me. But that's what the number they gave him this year.
Okay. That's awesome. That's awesome. That's a great legacy.
It's a great legacy. I mean, he's the second, and I'm just happy for him. If he wants to start his own little thing, let him start his own thing. So he now has made it, and he's a kid that, to me, he wants to get big money and then go do something else with it in business. He don't really want to be in this sport that long.
Right.
He wants to make it because he knows he's talented, but that was our conversation just a minute ago. He said he wants to play as many years as he can, get the money that he can, and then he want to invest in stuff.
That's good. You instill the way that they're supposed to go, it's up to them to choose that path
Choose their life.
or not. You know what I'm saying?
And you got to understand, this is a different era now. These
Yeah.
kids are really different. If we're thinking about it and we're looking at it now, kids are not growing up like we grew up. With our mothers and fathers who was born in the 30s, in the 40s and stuff like that, they instilled something to us. When they said to be home before the street lights come on,
before they come
get whooped. You know, you get whooped, man, for not
with an
washing dishes.
extension cord.
No.
We didn't call 911 back then, though.
Can't call 911 because they be like, you know what? If I go to jail, you know you're going to come back home, huh? And
No.
I'm going to whoop you again.
My grandmother said, if you ain't got to call him, I'll take you to him. That's what she used to say.
That's a cold game there.
It's always a good time when the Hall of Famer Gary Payton stops by the show. Gary, you played against Michael Jordan. You had to guard him a lot. You played against Kobe, and you played with Kobe. So you have such a unique perspective here. Who, in your mind, is the better scorer?
Well, Jay, to me, I think it's Michael Jordan.
Are you harder on your daughter than on your son?
I was.
You
I whooped my daughter almost all the time. I whooped her almost all the time. But she grew up to be a lovely young lady.
Okay.
At 31 right now, she's a high school teacher at the 12th grade level. She's a professor at a college in Arizona. She's getting married in July the 13th.
Praise God.
Yes, and haven't had no kids.
Wow.
And
awesome.
and it took a while for her to understand that she ain't under the silver spoon no more.
Right.
You know, she
Okay.
understand that. But she my only one. She my only daughter. You know what I'm saying? I
Right.
got 3 knucklehead boys. You know what I'm
Is she
saying?
spoiled?
She's spoiled.
Okay.
To the fullest.
I'm glad you're honest.
And she got a wedding that I got to pay for. We still doing the
Of
traditional
course.
stuff that I got to pay for. That's the traditional.
Right.
So
we ain't in 2020 when it comes to cutting the check.
Yeah, she still know Daddy, you got to give me this. You got to get the dress,
Wow.
Daddy. You got to do this. You know, she done broke me off a lot for this jewel.
Did you
thing,
give
man.
her a budget?
I didn't, but I was giving her a budget. Then I start cutting her down because she started going a little crazy. And
Okay.
then we worked it out, you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
But it's right around there. It's going to be really nice. You know
When
what I'm
is
saying? June 13th. June 13th.
Okay,
It's
that's right
about
around the
5 months, and she breaking it down, man. I just got through doing the florist and the video person with her.
Awesome.
She got her dress on her own. Sent her that money, and now it's just time to just wait. I like the kid. I like the dude.
Okay.
You know, he's a good kid.
Is he from Arizona?
No, his daddy is Chris Childs, the basketball player.
Hey.
Yeah, so
Look
she's
at
married
that.
her
Just
son.
keeping it in the family.
Yeah, she married her sister, and me and Chris had battles. We had battles.
Okay, we did.
Yeah. Yeah, so it was good. So me and him was good. He gonna come out and we just gonna hang out.
Okay.
We just gonna chill, man. And his son is a good dude, man. He works. He keeps it honest. You know what I'm
That's
saying?
good.
He ain't a knucklehead type of dude. You know what I'm saying? They moved together about 6 months ago.
Okay.
And they figuring it out. They figuring
Okay.
it out. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? They figuring it out. I didn't like a lot of her boyfriends. I had to get into it with a lot of them, and he was the one. And when he first came and asked me, it wasn't in me a hesitation to say, "Let me think about it." And I
Right.
said, "Yeah," because I
okay.
think my what was inside of me and what God had put inside me, that this dude was good.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And I didn't
You
have to worry.
said something that we're going to have to address when we come right back. We're going to go to a break and we're going to come back with more Gary Payton, the glove
That's
in
me.
the building.
That's me.
2020.
There it is. Twomp,
60.
twomp, twomp.
I know where this is going.
Point guards, I love
this. I got one stat that only matters, and these are it.
What?
2-0. 2 rings to 0 rings.
Oh.
So all
Who got 0 rings? You done got me all messed up now.
Wait, my fault.
Excuse
Not
me?
My fault. You stole one on the way out.
No, I did play basketball.
Was you good?
I was good enough to be on the team.
What
I
was-
started, and I was point guard
What school did you go to?
in Florida. It was middle school and high school.
Was they good?
I didn't play beyond
Was they
that.
good?
Yeah, we were good.
What was y'all record?
I don't know.
See, you know what I'm saying? You don't even remember that. What? See, that just broke me
I
off.
know, but I had fun though.
You played the point guard. You played my
number
position.
10, right?
You
So
played my
I
position.
thought we had a little bonding moment.
So
or something,
10,
yeah.
10.
10 was my
10
number.
plus 10 plus 10 is 20.
It's 20, so we gotta look. You know what I'm saying?
I'm giving you just this much.
That much. I'll take that.
10 bet.
I'll take that.
I
I'll
gotta
take
see some video on that, and then I gotta.
I don't know.
evaluate.
That was back in the 80s, man. Like, seriously.
Yeah, that was yeah.
Yeah, I didn't look like I look right now.
How do you look now?
I didn't look like that. I had like a Jerry curl.
I did too.
You did? No.
Girl, please.
Stop.
You understand? I had the natural girl Jerry
No.
juices and berries. You know,
Not Soul Glow.
I'm
Soul
telling you,
Glow.
man, look here. I used to always, when I
Get
walked down the court,
out.
my stuff used to bounce. They was like, "That's young Payton right there with the
I
curls."
have not
Oh,
seen any
I'ma send
video
you-
footage.
I'm gonna send you.
I'ma need to
I'm gonna
get
send
that.
you the picture as soon as I get back to the crib.
I'm gonna need to get that.
I'm gonna send that to you.
Yeah.
Let you put it on there and everything. I'll
Yeah,
send it back
I'm
to you
gonna
as soon
need
as I
to
get
get
back.
that.
I'll send it to you.
And I'm gonna find one. I'm gonna put mine right next to it and be like, see,
Yeah.
greatness lies in the Jerry curl.
There
Y'all
it
just
is.
don't know.
I got you.
It's the juice.
Yeah, the deuce.
So, Gary, you said something before the break about something that was instilled in you about God. And oftentimes when you're in sports, most people don't get an opportunity to find out who you are. So I want to kind of find out who Gary is and what your foundation is. What is your concept of God, and where does that play in your life and how you've accomplished such great success in the NBA?
Well, you know, it plays a big part in my life. If God didn't give me what I got, my talent of what I've got, I wouldn't be here right here today.
That's awesome.
You know what I'm saying? That's just common sense to me, and people should understand that.
Right.
Yeah, to me, people say that they were put on this earth and it is what it is. No, if you keep getting blessed and stuff like it is.
Right.
I've been out of basketball 14 years, and I'm still working. I'm more popular than I was in basketball.
Wow, that's awesome.
No, I went to the Hall of Fame in 2013 as a first ballot.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? This is blessings to get my game. When I first got into basketball, and I wanted to get drafted. I didn't think that I was gonna get drafted. I thought I was just gonna try to make some money to get out of my hood, get my daddy and my mama back to what I wanted to be at, and then be gone.
Right.
I didn't think that I was going to become the basketball player I became. You know what I'm saying? So God could have put me in a different way.
Absolutely.
He could have had me selling dope in
Yeah.
Oakland, California on the
Right.
streets.
I mean, Oakland.
I was around a lot of
Yeah.
people. One of my best friends just got out of jail for doing 28 years. Was the biggest kingpin of Oakland.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He could have went that way. But he chose to tell him, yo, dude, I'm about to go do this. We about to be around this. You got to get up.
You can't go.
You got to get ghosts.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Go to the crib. You know what I'm saying? And he was like, man, I don't want you to be around that.
That's
you know what I'm
good.
saying? When he came to my games and he seen me, he was like, dude, I'm about to bounce. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't want nothing to be negative
That's
around you.
good.
So it was
Wow.
it was good like that. And then blessed me to have 4 great kids,
Right.
never in trouble, haven't did anything, ain't nothing been wrong.
That's
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know, and to have good health. You know, and I grew up in church. Grew up in a Baptist church.
Okay.
Grew up there. I had to go to church when I was little, man. You know how you used to get up in the morning at 8 o'clock. You gotta go to Sunday school. You had to go to Sunday school, and then we come
Ooh,
home.
night school,
Yeah,
everything.
we had to come home, eat, change
go
your
back.
clothes, and go back to night
Man.
and look at the preacher, and he be on the radio preaching, and then you don't get home until 10, and then you gotta go to school in the next month.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? And what's so good about that, I just brought in 2020 in church. I pray every day. I just pray
good.
that that things doesn't happen, because things happen in our life. I just lost my mom 2 months ago,
Oh, I'm
2-3
sorry to
months
hear
ago.
that.
You know, and I watched her die. You know what I'm saying? And God kept her with me, because 15 years ago, she was diagnosed with breast cancer,
Okay.
and they had complications, and they thought they couldn't get it, and then they went back into her
Wow.
on the same day and found it. And then she lasted 15 more years, and then she got liver
That's a
cancer this
blessing.
time and
Wow.
died. But it's like, it's a blessing, man. We can't do nothing without him.
Yeah.
You can't do nothing without
Yeah.
him. You know, and people don't understand that, man. You got to pray up, man. We're not all saints. We're not
We
all
are
saints.
not.
We're not all saints, and I'm not gonna sit here and say I must have been a saint or nothing, but I've not done anything to make it even worse. You
Right.
know what I'm saying? You know, I respect a lot of things, and I go and pray for forgiveness and stuff like that, and try to do the right things. You know what I'm saying? And he keeps blessing me. He blessed me with a lot of things.
awesome.
You know,
Wow,
every
okay.
other day, people calling me to come do appearances here, do talks for here for this type of money, that type of money. I'm blessed to still have 3 houses. You know what I'm saying? I'm blessed to still have that. You know, and it's just like you know, I don't take nothing for granted. You know what I'm saying? I don't take nothing for granted.
Great. I think it's great, and I think it's important for the listeners and other people to hear you say those things. It's tough. You know, we're in a new age society where God is the sun, the moon.
Right.
You know, he's all these other things that people fabricate about his existence.
Right.
And so to hear you say that you have a personal relationship with him, I think is very important for our listeners and viewers to hear.
Yeah.
Because you don't hear that a lot coming from people that have had celebritydom. You know what I mean? From any level in life, including sometimes even preachers. You know, they're not living the life.
And we got a lot of them out there like that, and they don't live it the way the old schools do.
Right.
You know, it's a new schools thing. They try to cater to what's going on in our generation now, which is cool. That's because that's what they want to get into their churches. They want everybody to come and keep it filled. And that's fine. You know, it's nothing like that. You know, I always say, man, I got like 5 or 6 Bibles around my house in every other room. So, you know, if something's happening and something that's going well, I sit down and I got to read. I got to read. I got to read the scripture. I got to do something that's going to make me really calm down and do the things that I got to, you know, really, really do and say, why is this happening? People always say, why I'm struggling and why I'm doing this and that reason. It's a reason. It's always a reason. It's always a reason. It's a reason for everything. And I think that you have to think about it and say, what is the reason for this and how can I get out of this? Because it's going to change. Right. You know, I done went through a period of time where I thought, just got out of basketball, and now we're going through this depression. That was in 2008. Right. And killing everybody, and I ain't got no work coming in. All my money is going away. It's getting lower and lower. I got all these houses, but things came to my mind and said, "Yo, what do you need all this stuff for now anyway?"
Okay.
You know, you got 20 cars outside. You know, how many can you drive?
20. Is that
20.
Delivery?
That's how it is.
You know what?
It's twomp. You know, it's twomp.
I can't even do it. What you mean?
So I started cutting everything down, and then cut the houses down, the big houses that's overhead, and just live in my comfort zone. You know, live in my comfort zone, what I want to do.
That's good.
Stop doing a lot of things that you ain't supposed to do. And people don't get that sometimes. They don't understand that. You know what I'm saying? You got to live within your comfort zone and afford what you can afford. And that came in my mind. And it wasn't just nobody. It wasn't just a random person coming there and say, Gary, ding, 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 ding. it was man above. It was like, boy, you better slow your roll down, nigga. I'm knocking you upside your head right now.
To tell you.
Yeah, I'm going to knock you upside your head for a minute, but you better understand. And I got it real quick.
I went through that once, and it's funny. I heard him literally say to me, move. I was living in this really nice Buckhead apartment, spending all this crazy money.
Right.
And God said, I need you to move. And I bucked, though. I was like, no, I'm trying to still hold on. And he was like, oh, okay.
Trying to be a boss hog.
Right. He said, let me just take this over here, and I'm going to dry this river stream up, and now nothing's coming in. So now you're going to do what I asked you to do.
Yeah.
And I humbled myself because I had to learn that by being obedient to what God was saying, there was like you said, there's a reason for everything. There was a reason. And at first I thought it was like punishment, because a lot of times things happen, we automatically blame God. It's like, oh, you're punishing me. Right. No, sometimes God is trying to strip something from you, and sometimes he's trying to give something to you. He's trying to release something into your life. Absolutely. And that's what I had to realize about my situation. And so I think it's great that you were able to recognize that without having to go through such a torrential rain or storm in order for that to happen.
And that's a good gift I got, too, is that I don't really panic about a lot of stuff real quick. You know what I'm saying? Good. I know things is going to happen, so what I do is I try to get myself away from stuff. Okay. You know what I'm saying? Get yourself away from stuff and see what is really, really the problem.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? If that's a problem over there, then should I get rid of this? Right. So let me see if I'm by myself and see if I change something, what it'll change. So that's a big thing, too, is that some people are stubborn, bullheaded. When you make a lot of money, and you really successful and powerful, you seem to not always want to listen to what's going on. Okay. Because you think you're above everybody.
You know everything.
You think you're above everybody. And you got to sit down and listen sometime. Listen sometime and see what is really, really hurting you. And if you don't figure it out by then, you're never going to figure it out.
Right.
You ain't going to figure it out.
Right.
You know what I'm
So
saying? That's it.
what would you like to do? Like, what else would Gary like to do outside of everything that you've accomplished? You know, you mentioned the restaurants. You mentioned, you know, houses, owning property. You're an entrepreneur. You're also a philanthropist. I read about your foundation. So you give back to the youth and the community.
Absolutely.
So what else is it that you would like to do, if anything?
I don't think it's nothing.
Okay.
I think I put the script. If everybody say, what would you like to change in your life? Nothing.
Okay.
Because if I say I wanted to change something, I wouldn't be here right now doing this.
Right.
I wouldn't be this person right here. Nothing. I got one more thing on my agenda. I'm going to open up this school, this prep school in Oakland, California, and help a lot of these kids.
Yeah.
I want to help these young women, like you was just saying that you know you're one of your family members that you just found out about in schools. The reason that that's happening is because there's no guidance.
That's right.
It's no guidance there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So when you go into school, you can do whatever you want to do. They're not really paying attention to you. At my charter school, young ladies who have had kids and then they can't go to school because they got a kid and they don't have child care money. I'm gonna build a child care right there and there so they can finish their school. They can take the child there, and then at lunch you can go and have lunch with your child. Comes back, and then you don't have to worry about picking them up by 6 o'clock or whatever because they're gonna be right there with you. You know what I'm saying? You ain't got to do all of that. You know, arts and crafts, dancing, like we hear in the studio. A lot of these kids want to do these studio things.
Yeah.
We got to show them how to do this.
Absolutely.
Show them how to do this.
Right.
And then we got to have a basketball team, as usual.
You gotta do
gotta
that.
have that. You know what I'm saying? And
gotta
then get
do that.
involved with some of the leagues. Be a prep school, the same. It's
Okay.
the same thing. It's a prep
Okay.
school. It's the same thing. The charter can be a prep school and play a lot of people around the country.
Absolutely.
Get these dudes scholarships.
Absolutely.
And they knowing that they coming to Gary Payton School. A lot of these people are going to come and recruit them. We're going to have a lot of that. I have a lot of connections to do that.
Absolutely.
By that time,
Absolutely.
NBA is going to go back to come bringing basketball players out of high school. So we're going to be good. But
That's awesome.
right now, what I'm doing is Oakland has a lot of kids, that have 4.8, 4.9.
Wow.
I never knew this. I just got involved with this program 2 years
That's
ago.
crazy.
2 years ago, called SPAT. And they were showing that, and I went to the thing in Oakland, California, and I started seeing and hearing these kids get these grade averages, but they don't have money to go.
Are you
They're getting partial
serious?
scholarships, and then all of a sudden partial, and then you got to have the other half or
Come
have something
on,
to get it done.
man. Come
So I
on,
said, man, no, we got to stop this.
Yeah, that's
so
ridiculous.
I'm supporting that now.
Wow,
I
yeah.
give the top ones 15,000, and then I give other ones in the thing when they're gonna be going out there, getting them their little things, and then get a little piece of the prize so they can get their housings, so they can get their books, they can get a lot of more stuff to go on. The parents don't have to worry about going and take care of all of that. I take care of all of that, and we're getting big. It's been it's been like this going on my third year being involved. Got a lot of kids going to Yale, Harvard, Rice, a lot of schools,
that's
USC, UCLA, and they're making it. And it's not just basketball. They're playing softball, they're playing volleyball, they're playing lacrosse.
I was gonna say
They're
lacrosse.
doing everything, soccer.
Yeah.
They're doing everything, and I'm very proud of them, man. I give them my number
That's
when they
awesome.
leave,
That's
tell
great.
them to come on, and I'm giving them award shows where they ain't never really been. They ain't been at a award show that looked like a Emmy or a Grammy or something.
Oscar,
I got them in places where they going
That's
into museums and they getting that thing. So
I like it.
that's my challenge right now is just get this charter school together, and then I'm good. And then you know what I'm saying, I'm doing everything I wanted to do because you know he gonna throw passes. Him and Carl Malone's gonna come off that pick. He gonna dime it every time. He gonna come and sneak off you and get a steal. He gonna hit a jump shot. Then he go to the free throw line. He shoot 9 free throws. He made 8 of them. I want to do. You know, I'm here in Atlanta. I got a show with Turner.
Bounce.
The Bounce, yeah. It's a stream show it's great.
That Yahoo
It's great.
Sports, right?
Yahoo. Yeah, Yahoo is our sponsor. We go through the NBA and stuff with that. So it's real cool, man. I'm blessed to get the stuff that I get. When they make calls to me and say, yo, look, G, we want you to get this show, and we want it for the whole year. Hey, okay, yeah, I'm with it. You know what I'm saying? So it's a blessing.
I have had an amazing time talking to you.
Thank
Who
you.
knew that the glove could be so humble
You know,
and personable and funny?
yeah, everybody say that, and I say y'all gotta get to
Seriously.
know me. I said
Right.
basketball was a different thing. That was my job.
Right.
I wasn't
Okay.
your friend on the thing.
Okay.
I said if my mama came out there, I'm gonna bust her. I'm
I
gonna bust
feel
her.
her.
I'm gonna bust her. I'm gonna bust her. I'm gonna bust her head open to the white meat. I'm
Okay.
telling you, man. You out here playing against me, man. This is where
This
I
is
get down.
business. Don't take
It's
it
business.
personal.
Don't take this personal. You gonna be my mom after we get down. So you know what I'm saying? It's business. And then people just
That's
thought I was
hilarious.
that dude that had a bad attitude and everything and talk trash and everything. But when I'm out, I'm friendly, man. I like
Well,
to have fun.
I know that.
I like to have fun.
Because of
Yeah.
my personal experience. So I just want to say it has been more than a pleasure.
Thank you.
To have met you and for us to be here talking and all of what you shared. I know the listeners are going to be blessed. I definitely want to make sure that people can follow what you're doing on social media.
Yeah.
So let's give them that so that they know where to find everything that you're doing with SPAT and all
Yeah.
those things. Maybe somebody want to sponsor
Yeah, you
a
know,
child.
That's it is, and it's the Gary Payton Foundation. You can go there
Okay.
with all of that, and then you got Gary Payton /20.
Okay.
That's my Instagram, Twitter,
Okay.
all that other stuff.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying, guys? You know I don't like social media. Social media
feel
just
you.
say me.
I feel
You know what
you.
I'm saying? I never
feel
had
you.
that, but I'm on there because of
have to.
I gotta be on there, and I gotta be able to help these kids.
Right,
Now,
right.
If somebody like you said want to come and
Right.
get with me and do things, I got to be able to understand and have that
Right.
avenue so that I can get out there.
Well, this is something that I say before I close my show.
Mm-hmm.
Everything that you say and do is a resume that will be read when you're gone. So make sure you watch what you say and do.
There it is.
It has been an esteemed pleasure
Thank
to
you.
have met you and for you to be here at Straight Talk. We're going to have him back.
Absolutely, I'm here.
We're going to have him back,
Yeah, I'm
y'all.
here,
We
I'm
got to
here.
have part 2 of this exclusive interview.
There it is.
All right, twin. Gary Dwayne,
Oh, here you go.
Payton
That,
Senior.
here you go. That governor now.
the glove. I love y'all. Y'all be blessed.